Hallo, ist denn schon wer da? Ist denn schon wer da? Frage an euch, ist schon jemand da? Hab ich hier zufällig Taschentücher? Nein, ich hole mir ganz kurz mal Taschentücher. So. So, einen kurzen Moment, ich muss mal kurz schauen. Weil Jezebel das ja gestern angemerkt hat mit dem Overlay. Geburtstag. Hab ich da irgendwie was für mein Ding? Indirekt. Ich habe ein Overlay für mich, aber ohne den kleinen Fredbear. Ohne den kleinen Freddy. Geburtstagszeug. Das muss ich mal bei Gelegenheit irgendwie machen. Beziehungsweise machen wir das jetzt schnell. Machen wir das jetzt schnell. Hallo Test. So, Jezebel sitzt glaube ich noch draußen. Ja. Unterhält sich noch mit Leuten. Weil heute Samstag ist, fangen wir jetzt, ich habe jetzt nicht zwei mit Jezebel nicht abgesprochen, aber ich denke mal, das wird so passen. ähm, und zwar, kurz Moment. Das. Fangen wir mit Dingens an. Duplicate Layer. Und das tun wir ein bisschen nach unten. Gut. Speichern wir das. Save as. Overlay. Neu. Geburtstag. Speichern. Ja. Okay. Gut. Dann ändere ich das schnell noch. Weil dann habe ich auch eben mit Geburtstagspig und so weiter drin. Stream, zurück, Livestream. Da. Okay. So muss ich das hier auch noch ändern. Was denn? Mensch. Hab Geburtstagszeug angepasst. Beziehungsweise.
Soll ich anfangen oder willst du?
Ich hätte gesagt, ich fange mit Higurashi an, weil Samstag ist. Wenn du nichts dagegen hast. Dingens.
Spiele ich Freitag?
Weiß ich nicht, aber Samstag spielst du eigentlich immer Everlasting Summer. Äh. Jetzt schon keinen Bock mehr drauf, Mensch.
Ich überlege.
Geburtstagsfigur. Mach mal in, wie heißt die? Ich muss mal wieder ganz viele Fonts runterladen. Geburtstags. Und richtig gut.
Ja. Ich schaue schon.
3, 4, 5.
Nassen Haar.
Ach, gar nicht.
Mit nassen Haar.
Ja, man muss den Zopf machen. Und wenn es halt nicht. Nein? Nein, Hilfe. Nein, Hilfe. Die ist böse. Ganz böse. Frau da.
Bazillen.
Not.
Jetzt kriege ich eine Augenkrankheit.
Ja. 40, 450, Laufgeschwindigkeit 30.
Was steht denn da alles drin, wenn ich frage?
Was?
Bei den Tipping Goals.
Ups. Da steht Mikro für Jezabel drin. Was? Tipping Goals, was steht da drin? Mikro für dich, Webcam, also zweite Webcam für mich. Dann USB-Hub und Wii U Gamepads Reparatur.
War da nicht noch Rechner dabei gestanden?
Ja, aber den hast du ja jetzt schon. Wenn er mal repariert ist.
Ja, der ist schon angekommen, bloß ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob das mit den 2 Wochen jetzt was ausmacht. Wenn ich da nicht da war und mich nicht melde.
Wie der ist angekommen?
Ja, als wir da waren, da war doch das riesen Paket dort. Der ist schon seit einer Zeit da.
Ach so.
Ist halt nur die Sache, ob das jetzt was ausmacht, wenn ich den jetzt erst anschaue. Also wenn ich dann wieder zu Hause bin. Oder ob die dann sagen, ja, wenn was ist, ja, dann kannst du uns mal am Arsch vorbeigehen, so in der Richtung. Weißt du, was ich meine?
Ja, du hast, glaube ich, eine gesetzliche Garantie von einem Jahr oder so.
Heißt
Bin mir jetzt
also,
nicht sicher.
naja. Die können mich mal.
Ja, der wird schon funktionieren, hoffentlich.
Ja, die haben ihn ja jetzt repariert. Ich hoffe, der funktioniert jetzt.
Ja, hoffe ich auch. Geburtstagspico.
Oh, rutsch.
Ja, kann nicht rutschen.
Rutsch.
Kann ich nicht.
Rutsch, ich fall rund.
Ja, Pech gehabt. Kannst ja mal Laptop anmachen und so. Nicht hui. Au. Au.
Überlebt schon.
Spiegel.
Schwabbel. Schwabbel.
Ja.
Oh.
Nom, nom.
Von was ist das?
Ja, von dem ein Waldfruchtbrüssel.
Nein, der
Brüsseltee. Gwendoline von den Ärzten. Müsste Test eigentlich auch kennen. Test! Kennst du die? Die da? Musst du kennen. Sonst bist du kein Ärzte-Fan. Nein, au. Nein, au. Ja, okay. Passt so halbwegs. Nein! Die lässt mich nicht professionell sein. Warte mal, habe ich den bei dir fett gemacht?
Fett!
Ja. Ja, dann muss ich den bei mir auch noch fett machen.
Fett!
Psst. Geh weg.
Jetzt hat der mich verzogen.
Mit was denn?
Mit Magretwitz.
Okay. No, armes Baby. So. Nein! Hilfe. Nein. Hilfe! Die ist böse zu mir.
Ja, warte, das
nicht
mit
dahin gehen. Nicht dahin gehen. Muss streamen.
Was, TS3-Banner? TS3-Banner?
Ja, TS3-Banner.
Alles scheiße. Scheiße.
Ja, ich weiß.
Fast.
Jetzt gib. Nein! Geh weg! Geh weg! Lass mich in Ruhe. Böse Frau.
Tja, die haben das jetzt alles gesehen.
Ja. Böse. Nein!
Ein Sturm zieht auf.
Nein.
Ein Sturm zieht auf.
Ich geb dir Sturm.
Ein Sturm
Geh
zieht
weg.
auf.
Geh weg. Ja, dankeschön.
Ich hab dich gebissen, so jetzt bist du infiziert, jetzt musst du blöd werden.
Ja,
Los. Werd blöd.
bin schon blöd.
Durch. Eine Hand.
Ja.
Mm.
Geh weg.
Wegkusch geben, Wegkusch geben.
Nein, gar nicht. I.
Fühlst du dich jetzt genötigt?
Ja. Sehr. Geh weg.
Du liebst mich nicht.
Ist richtig.
Okay, danke.
War nur Spaß.
Nein.
War nur Spaß.
Nein, du liebst.
Was isst du da? Nicht essen, ich mach doch dann Essen.
Ja, du liebst mich.
Aber
Du liebst mich.
du bist doof. Sagst du.
Du liebst mich. Hast du doch selbst gesagt.
Nein, gar
Du
nicht.
liebst mich.
War doch nur Spaß. So, warum wird das jetzt nicht angezeigt? Das Fenster ist minimiert. Nein, gar nicht. So. Ich liebe dich, ganz sehr.
Nö.
Dann halt. Dann halt. Nett. A few days had passed since the incident. During that time, either Mion was busy or Rika-chan had to help with festival preparations, so we couldn't get everybody together for club activities. Doch. Du bist gemein. Even though I thought I would never want to participate again, psst. After the years it shaved off my life. Doch. Doch tue ich und jetzt psst. It shaved off my life each time. Not having it only made my heart grow fonder. Doch. I really am not honest with myself. Psst. Du liebst mich nicht. Today we finally had our club activities again. Ich glaub's dir doch selbst nicht. These weren't the same old club activities. It was called the Watanagashi 5 Demon Firefight. And it was one of the biggest events in the club. Keiichi, does this yukata still fit you? Can you try it on for a second? Mom pulled out an old dusty yukata. Nah, I don't need a yukata. Those are embarrassing, so I'll just go in my normal clothes. But this is a festival. Wear it, okay? Reina and the others said regular clothes are just fine. Doch. Ja. Dann halt nicht. Wenn du dann irgendwas spielst, laber ich auch alle paar Sekunden irgendwas nein. Psst. If I was the only one wearing a yukata.
Würdest du das nicht tun?
Was? Ja, dann tust du das nicht.
Liebst mich nicht?
Doch. Test. Mach Isabel wieder glücklich. Los. Test will sich einen Yukata holen. Ein Kleid in Japan, das man hauptsächlich zu besonderen Anlässen und Festivals und so weiter anzieht. Das sind diese mit diesen weiten Armen und sehen eigentlich ganz schön aus. Nicht auf den Boden werfen. Direkt auf dem, da was auf dem, der Laptop steht, auf einem Mülleimer. Und? Ist mein Zimmer. Muss ich aufräumen. Ja, dann, wenn ich bei dir bin, dann werfe ich meine ganzen Sachen auf den Boden. Bist doof. Rizerus, ayo. Ayo, Rizerus. Reina and the others said regular clothes are just fine. If I was the only one wearing a yukata, it'd be even more embarrassing. I put on the same old vest as usual. I'll be going with Reina and the others, so you don't need to worry about me. Is that so? I'll be going with Dad when he wakes up. Dad let... Die sind nicht hässlich. Psst.
Stört das in der Mitte?
Was in der Mitte? Yuka.
Wenn du einfach nur Yukata eingibst, wenn du auf Bilder gehst.
Bilder.
Das dritte Bild, erste Reihe ist weg. Der schwarze mit dem roten Teil. Das ist nicht.
Ah, ja.
Ich werde es irgendwie.
Hm? Ansonsten?
Sonst wäre das Ding. Ja, halt.
Und nur wegen dem einen Band da im Bauch rum. Psst.
Du hast gesagt, du siehst.
Dad let out a loud snore from the sofa.
Jetzt fragt dich, wie du dich machen kannst.
Wie sollst du Jezebel glücklich machen? Lass dir was einfallen. Oder frag Jezebel.
Nee, das musst du schon beantworten.
Kauf dir eine Yukata, mach ein Bild und schick's Jezebel.
Nein, wenn dann ein Dessous.
Gut, Jezebel will ein Bild von... Jezebel will ein Bild von Test in Dessous oder im Babydoll.
Oder in einem Negligé.
Oder in einem Negligé. Was ja eigentlich ein Dessous ist, aber...
Du liest mich eh nicht.
Psst. Also, mach ein Bild davon und schick's Jezebel. Oder komm vorbei und zeig's Jezebel in Person. Macht Sinn.
Nein.
No.
Siehst du,
Ja, dann weiß nicht. Dann
Vögel.
Vögeln sagt jeder, aber also,
Nein.
bitte. From how it looks, he must have... Was? Ich lieb dich eh nicht, sagst du. From how it looks, he must have pulled an all-nighter last night. Psst. Wenn du so weitermachst, komme ich nie zum Kochen. Doch, tu ich. He just finished sending in his manuscript. So he might not wake up for a while. Sei leise. It seems my dad writes for art magazines sometimes too.
Jetzt beleidigst du mich auch noch.
Was? Nein. I've never read it though. I wonder if my dad is a really famous artist. Since his own son is saying something like that, I can't imagine he's selling all that well. But he's able to feed a family of 3 and my life isn't exactly full of hardships. It could be that he's some master painter and I didn't know about it. Ding dong! Keiichi-kun, are you home? Uh-oh. It was already time. I didn't want them coming here, so I was planning on leaving early and waiting outside. Oh my, it's Reina-chan. Thank you for always looking after Keiichi.
Liebst du mich nicht?
Doch.
Nee.
Ma'am. He's also been looking out for... Why are you blushing just from meeting my mom? Don't get all flustered. It really doesn't feel right. Let's go, Reina. Since Reina would continue to space out if I left her here, I grabbed her hand and dragged her out. Reina-chan, look after Keiichi for me. Oh, yes, ma'am. Even if it means I must sacrifice myself. Then why don't you do it right now? Du schreibst jetzt nicht in den Chat, dass ich dich nicht lieb. Then why don't you do it right now? She waved back even as I was dragging her away. Okay, Kei-chan, you hungry today? We'll take care of that at these stalls. You thought I'd let myself get full knowing the club activities will involve the stalls? Wouldn't have it any other way. Where are Rika-chan and Satoko? Are they already at the temple? Yep, Rika-chan's a festival committee member after all. Satoko-chan is probably with her as well. I see. Alright. Let's make some noise today. Yeah!
Liebst mich.
Doch. We were already in high spirits with just the 3 of us there. It was way more lively at the Furuda Shrine than the last time I came, far exceeding my expectations. Was? Ja, okay.
Du liebst mich nicht.
Doch.
Nein.
Throngs of people were cramped between rows of market stalls lined with colorful paper lanterns. Doch durch. Despite that, it was actually quite enjoyable. There sure are lots of people here.
Du liebst mich nicht.
Doch. I can't believe they all live in Hinamizawa.
Was? Die lieben mit einer Person?
Nein, in Hinamizawa.
Die lieben
Du bist eine Person.
Ist mich nicht.
Doch, tu ich.
Nein.
Everybody attends the Watanagashi. I think about half the villages here. It's... Psst. It's not just that. Municipal and youth councils from neighboring towns and villages advertised this event as well.
Ich habe einen angefressenen Taco gefunden. Ja, das.
That's right. There aren't that many students at our school. But there's a lot of kids here today. It just doesn't feel like a festival unless there are kids running around after all. Doch, psst. That's true, I agree. Ah, hello and good evening. These two knew everybody we came across.
Mute mal.
Ja.
Du liebst mich nicht.
Doch.
Nein.
Of course I greeted them as well, but I still wasn't familiar with everybody yet. Oh, Rena-chan. Thanks for the food you brought me a while back. Doch, pst. My son loved it. Den musste aufladen, der ist fast leer. He said it was delicious. Ah, it was nothing at all. I'm glad he liked it.
Du liebst mich.
Say hello to Kazuma-kun for me, please. Psst, doch. Hey. If it isn't Sonosaki, oh... Was ist denn das? Oyu-chan.
Guckst du Pornos?
Nein, du guckst nur Pornos. Selbst wenn wir draußen sitzen und eine rauchen, nimmt sie mein Handy und guckt Pornos an.
Ja, aber das ist dein Handy, also guckst du Pornos an.
Nein,
Und du liebst mich nicht.
doch tu ich.
Nein.
Psst.
Nein, du liebst mich.
I'm in charge of a stand again
Du
this
wirst mich
year.
verlieben, weil ich dir so gesagt
Psst. So, make sure you come with it. Doch,
habe. Nein.
dann halt nicht.
Ja.
Pops, have you gotten fatter? You'll end up having a heart attack with a gut like that. Oh, this kid here is new. Are you one of her underclassmen?
Du wirst mich voll. Siehst du, du liebst mich nicht.
He's one of my members. An upcoming hopeful. If you cross him, he could crush your stand in one night. Psst, doch. You've got little Missy's seal of approval, I see. Hope you take it easy on me. As you could imagine, Mion was chatting away with the old guys running the stalls. Mi-chan is really energetic after all. Was? Yeah. She's really popular with the older men. I think Rena is pretty popular too. Being cute and all. Was denn? Doch, tu ich. That was, of course, so long as her little condition didn't flare up. But as long as she's blushing quietly, she's pretty cute. I'm popular with some people. Really? Really? With some people. I evaded giving her a straight answer by roughly tootling her hair. Doch, the star keepers came all the way from town. It's not really a festival without them, after all. So we're going to mess with them now. I don't care what kind of match it is. I'm going to win it. Oh yes. Ihihi.
Ja, siehst du?
I'll try to.
Siehst du?
Hey, you're all very late. It's unacceptable to keep a lady waiting, Keiichi-san. Oh, my bad. So, where is this lady I've kept waiting? What? Did you just say? Alright, Satoko was in top form as well. Seemed she was all excited about being able to get everybody in the club together for the first time in a while. Oh, Rick-chan! Cuter! Cuter. Reina let out an elated sigh. It seemed that the real lady had made her appearance. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to Keiichi as well. Woo! Looking good. You're looking sharp again this year. Oh, Kyoto! Gonna take you home. Rika-chan was wearing a Shrine Maiden outfit. Yep. Reina's little outburst was completely understandable. Rika-chan's clothes sure look like the real deal. Is that a real Shrine Maiden outfit?
Unsere Tochter ist für...
Hoffentlich in mich. My grandmother made them by hand. They're quite authentic.
Wendy? Timo.
Kenn ich nicht.
Sohn von... Nana und Slim.
Schön.
Soll sie? Darf sie?
Ja, von mir aus. Rika-chan has an
Darf
important... Ja. Rika-chan has an important task to do at the end
Wie
of
soll
the
sie
festival.
es ihm sagen?
So she's wearing this. Sie eine Show ab im Klassenzimmer.
Nein!
Ach,
Ist dumm!
na und?
Ja, was soll... Ne.
Was weiß ich? Du spielst das Spiel. I see. Rika-chan was on the executive committee because she performed all the Shrine Maiden rituals for the festival. Strand. So, ich muss mal gucken, wie die im Original aussieht.
Das ist
Ups.
sofort.
Nein. Ach Gott, nee, danke. My work is only during the finale of the festival, so I can still play for a while. But we cannot afford to waste any time. Let us begin. Alright. Nix pst.
Warte!
Nein. Mensch. It felt good to wander around the festival with just the five of us. So, irgendwen hast du durch dein komisches "Du liebst mich nicht" vergrault. Weil ein Zuschauer haben wir verloren. Mian called everyone over to a stand that caught her attention and proposed a rather odd competition. Takoyaki eating race. Everyone has to buy their own. Ready? Go. A standard in vendor stalls. The Takoyaki stand. Schön. Nein. Was denn? E. What was especially standard for these kinds of events was the fact that they were simply balls of dough takoyaki in name only. It burns! Are you okay, Keiichi-kun? Have some water. My, eating those scalding takoyaki roll in is suicide. I guess the trick is to buy the ready-made ones that have been left there for a while. They really don't taste good. The stall next to it was a shaved ice stand. It was still a bit too early in the season for that, but right then it didn't matter. Let's do shaved ice this time. It's a shaved ice eating race. Ready? Go. Shaved ice eating race? I can't. As long as you can melt it a bit with your body heat, then it's so cold. Not smart. This old man ordered it with plenty of syrup.
Jetzt gebe ich den einen scheiß 30 Gutschein, damit er mit seiner Frau Urlaub macht. Was macht er?
Ja. Gleiche Sache. Gleiche Sache, wie du damals auf Ask die Frage beantwortet hast, mit wem du Weltreise machen würdest. Sagt schon mit Wolf.
Natürlich.
Ja.
Das ist viel cooler als du, der hat mich lieb. Du liebst mich.
Ja, schön. It'll melt quickly when it's mixed up. Those stooges were too late. The moment they chose to tackle it head on was their downfall. Phew. Finished. Kei-chan is done? That was too fast. It couldn't be. Keiichi-kun, you didn't add water from the goldfish tank behind you, did you? That can't taste very good. Next to that was another old favorite, a cotton candy stand. Why don't we do this one next? Of course, it's a speed eating contest. Hey, how do you eat cotton candy quickly? How? On Satoku's mark, Mion, Satoku and I all compressed the cotton candy with our bare hands. Was denn?
Gebe ich dem wieder eins? Ich gebe Springtrap und noch irgendwen.
Ja, scheiße, ne? Psst. The time it took to stick the whole thing in our mouths, 3 seconds. I expected Satoku to figure it out, but I didn't think Kei-chan would too. I can't have you treating me like I'm a newbie forever, can I? It won't taste very good. Was hat denn die immer mit ihrem, dass es nicht gut schmeckt? Rika-chan had also crushed it between her hands and stuck it into her mouth. Was? Psst.
Also mehr als Psst kannst du auch nicht sagen.
Doch. 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 This is probably the only place in Japan where people eat cotton candy like this. I think only Reina's cotton candy was happy with how it was eaten. But it felt like we'd end up doing stuff like eat noodles through the nose contest or human water pump at the goldfish scoop at the rate things were going. This old man will probably still win too. I'm simply no match for Mion-san when it comes to eating repulsive things. Yeah, seriously. What's up with you guys? Are you telling me you don't want to have a blue Hawaii topped yakisoba eating contest? Shake shake, both Satoku and I shook our heads in unison. Can we have a game that doesn't involve food this time, can we? Reina's proposal was a godsend. It was about time we played a different kind of game. It also seemed like neither Reina nor Rika-chan were any good at speed eating or gorging themselves. Okay, Reina, I'll let you pick out the next game. Anything is fine. Well then. I'm going to be the judge. Find cute things on the festival grounds. You have 1 minute. Fine by me. I know exactly what Reina likes. Alright. I think I can win with that. Ready? Go. Oh, why aren't Keiichi-kun and Rika-chan starting? Why not? Mion and Satoku dashed off madly, but Rika-chan and I calmly stayed right where we were. Could it be? You've already found it. The cute thing. We've already found it. Keiichi too? Yeah. Doch tu ich. What is it? What is it? I can't wait. Both Rika-chan and I stood emotionless for those few moments where Mion and Satoku returned. This is probably the first time we've gone head to head like this. It will be the first. Rika-chan, you expect to win with that, huh? I'm a member of this club as well. Win by any means is our society's third rule. Rika-chan sneered to the best of her ability. You're on. Both Mion and Satoku came back, each with their own plan of attack stuffed in their arms. Okay then, let's go in order. Let's start with the club president, Mi-chan. Too bad, you guys. I'm ending this now. This old man brought this. Where did she get them? They were old tin diamond-shaped signs. Pleb curry, snake oil incense, and oronamin C. How about this? That's very understated, a little too understated, Mion. I used to see those stuck up on barbed wire fences. They were more nostalgic than cute. Can you explain what part of that is cute? But yeah. But there were puffs of smoke noisily shooting out of Reina's ears and nose, almost like a steam train. I didn't get it. I shall be up next. It is this. It was the hand-drawn poster from the Ladies' Society's roasted corn store. It was a really bad sketch done by a housewife. An anthropomorphic roasted corn drawn without any sort of real plan. Its very existence invited a sense of sorrow to the viewer. Whip! That was the sound of blood jetting out of Reina's nose. It seemed to have been rated higher than Mion's. I really didn't get it. It feels like your artistic sense is a little avant-garde by about 5 eons. Oh ho ho ho! Those were nothing but mass-produced signs after all. They had no chance against something hand-drawn. I couldn't even begin to follow the way those guys were thinking. Then I will be next. Next is Rika-chan, is it? What can you do? What can you even do without anything? Did you and Satoku both forget? If Rika-chan felt like it, she could simply... After moving back about 10 yards, she began waddling up to Reina. Seeing that, both Mion and Satoku gasped. Oh no!
Nein, Mitte.
Middle. Too late. Rika-chan tripped over nothing and lay motionless after falling down. Reina hurried over to her. Rika-chan, are you alright? Alright? Rika-chan had a lump on her forehead and tears welled up in her eyes. Only her fingers peeked out from her sleeves. This was the vital part. The palms of her hands were covered by her sleeves. She made just a single sound. Oh, cute. Going to take you home. I'd completely forgotten that. A play that I personally had to use. Rena's face went completely red, her head bobbing back and forth with excitement. She embraced Rick-chan and began rubbing her cheek against her. I'd expect no less from her. Not a single element was overlooked. Lolly, Shrine Maiden, Brink of Crying, Meow. That was perfect. A simple trip transcended into pure mo. Now this is what you call art. Kei-chan has a pretty weird definition of art. I just pretended the sharp sting of those words cutting through me like a razor was a figment of my imagination. Rika-chan turned her gaze to me with a daunting smile and she was caressed by Reina, who was in full cute mode. Now Keiichi, can you beat me? That cold smile is frightening, Rika-chan. It must just be my imagination, but I see a demon inside her sometimes. Kei-chan seems to have his own plan of attack. I wonder what he's going to show her. I also wish to observe the play Keiichi-san will make. Could it be? Is Keiichi also going to give a performance? I basked in their pointed stares. I pulled Reina, who gave no sign of cancelling out of cute mode, away from Rika-chan. Oh, cute thing! Keiichi-kun, let's go! I'll show you something even cuter, so just hold on for it now. Huh? Oh, something even cuter? But it's a bit too crowded here. Let's go back there. Reina looked very surprised as I pulled her behind the shrine. I cannot fathom what Keiichi-san could possibly be planning. This is Kei-chan after all. No, it couldn't be. Keep on fighting, yeah! After a bit, I returned. And a bit after that, so did Reina, dragging her feet. There's no way that scoundrel Kei-chan did something to innocent little Reina. Gross. Mion and Satoko passed by me, heading straight to Reina. Doch, tu ich. Warum denkst du das?
Weil du gesagt hast, dass du...
Ja, ich hab dir aber auch ganz oft gesagt, dass ich doch tue.
Nein.
Ja, das war nur Spaß.
Ja, von wem?
What exactly did he do to you? For a moment, Reina was too dazed to realize someone was talking to her. Oh, it's me-chan. Oh. Reina, are you alright? Did Kei-chan do anything to you? No. He didn't do anything strange to me. Oh. This is quite severe. Exactly what did Keiichi-san show you? Oh, it was so cute. How? Cute? What did he show you, Reina? Reina let out a really long oh. Her eyes sparkled as she spoke. Cute, so cute. It was Keiichi-kun's furry little seal. Was? Wampoop. In the blink of an eye, Mion and Satoko's elbow smashed into my face. Huh? What? Showing Reina something so dirty. You sick pervert. I shall have you beaten into oblivion. Wait, you've got it all wrong. A dark, billowing aura flowed from Mion and Satoko. It was no good. They're gonna kill me. Michan, I'm not sure what's going on, but you've got it all wrong. You see, Keiichi-kun had... It's a fur seal keychain. Rika-chan stuck her hand into my pocket and pulled out my keychain. Eh? He said he made it long ago for one of his summer school assignments. He said it doesn't show it. He said he doesn't show it other often because it's embarrassing. Was? Was? Alles klar. Was? Was ist los? Ja. Ja, okay.
Hat gesagt.
Ja.
Oh, ja, oh. Man sagt aber. Model werden.
Okay. Guter Mann. Yeah. So small and cute. He tried his best to make it. It's so wonderful. Doch. Oh. Oh. This old man thought you meant it was Keiichi's cute little fur seal. Oh. I'd expect no less from Mion-san. You misconstrue things in the wildest ways. They slung insults at each other and looked like they were ready to tear into each other at any second. I beg of you. If I'm in the clear, would you mind getting off of me? We were interrupted by the flash of a camera. Hey guys, you all seem energetic as usual. It was Tomitake-san. As I lay crumpled on the ground, Mion and Satoko continued to bicker above me. Rick-chan was patting me on the head and Reina was still in cute mode. It was probably quite a lively scene. It's a fine evening indeed, although it's a rather poor ethique to photograph a lady without her permission. That's right, at least you don't really need Satoko's permission. Satoko dug her heel into me. Good evening. Ah, you're heading back tomorrow, aren't you? Wissen wir überhaupt, wie Tomitake im Original? Ich weiß gar nicht. Ich glaube nicht. Okay. Irgendwie sieht er ein bisschen älter aus als in der updated Version. Psst. Ja, von mir aus. Good evening, blah 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 blah. Ah, you're heading back tomorrow, aren't you? Were you able to take lots of good photos? Thanks to you. I got plenty of good shots. Tonight's the last we can see old Tomitake-sama, isn't it? It's such a shame. Hurry up and have your major breakout soon. You're just as rude as ever, aren't you? I really am sad I won't be able to hear that voice of yours for almost half a year. Be sure to have as much fun as you can tonight. You'll be back in Tokyo tomorrow after all. That's true. It will be another 6 months. Until I can enjoy another night where I can see the stars. Tomitake-san looked up at the night sky cheerfully. At that moment, even though he was smiling, I sensed a bit of sadness. Why don't you move here, Tomitake-san? In Hinamizawa. Tomitake-san was speechless. It's not very convenient here. No shops or recreational spots. There might not be anything really here, but you know. Everyone knew what I was trying to say. Tomitake-san was also well aware. So Reina, Mion, Satoko and Rika-chan. None of them butted in. I've only been here for less than a month, so I don't really know everything about it. Ich weiß. Normally I'm a really talk-active guy, but in situations like this I'm at a loss for words. Du liebst mich nicht. Even though all this was happening in such a boisterous setting, it felt like all the background noise was fading into the distance. This place is probably... Tomitake-san rested his hand on me gently, silencing me. Und du liebst mich auch nicht. Thank you. Keiichiko. Mion-chan and Rina-chan. Satoko-chan and Rika-chan. Tomitake-san's smile was so slight it looked as if it was going to crumble at any minute, but it was warm. I also think it would be great. Doch. If I could live here. Those might have been cruel words coming from a kid who didn't need to worry about working to feed himself. Hello, Cartman. A hand touched my back. It was Rena. Keiichi-kun, you shouldn't pick on adults. It's not nice. The background clamor of the festival returned. We won't be seeing him for a while after all. We need to make sure Tomitake-san also enjoys tonight. When Rena smiled, the mood instantly got brighter. That's true, I think I'll do just that. Ah, hey, Michan, how about it? Can we let Tomitake-san in on our club activities? That's a great idea, or so I thought, but Mion had a snobbish look on her face. Doch, tu ich. One of the requirements for membership is residence in Hinamizawa, you see. Come on, Michan, just for today, don't be mean. Well, he does... Was? Was ist los? Was soll ich? Will ich doch nicht. Well, he does come around often every year. I'll make him an honorary citizen. Whoa, yay! Now then, I wonder if this aged fellow well past his prime will be a match for me. Let's have him show us the wisdom of a mature adult. Hehe. Can you keep up with us, younglings? Tomitake-san stepped back slightly at our audacious grins. Was heißt was? Englisch dir nicht. Sowas in der Art. I, Mion Sonozaki, club president, do hereby authorize honorary citizen Tomitake's entry into our club. Her words were quickly drowned out by our cheers. What do you mean by club? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities with various rules. Sometimes they are in your favor and sometimes they work against you. Ja, ich weiß. I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer you not single me out. Let's try to get along. If you wish to mock our childish games, then this will be the perfect opportunity. We'll leave you with nothing. Ja, ich weiß. Yeah, we won't even leave the hairs on your butt. Doch. So it's a club where we play games together. Of course, Rika-chan was the only one to give an answer that made sense. Macht Spaß. Alright. Yeah. Alright, just what I wanted. I'll take you up on that challenge. Don't be too rough on me, my mentors. Was? Yeah. Tomitake-san got riled up and did a victory pose like he was 10 years younger. That's perfect. We continued walking through the festival with Mion in the front. Now we looked like a family of 6. It had some intensity to it. Same rules as always. The loser will, of course, be subject to a penalty. Tomitake-san was a bit surprised, but to us it was just the same as always. Regardless of how terrible a penalty it was. Just don't lose. Reina was also brimming with determination. She didn't have any intention of losing. That's true. I tousled Rena's hair to lighten the mood. She giggled to hide her embarrassment. I see. This is what it means to feel like a kid again. Tomitake-san whispered that to nobody in particular. At that moment we heard an old man call out in a strong voice. Looking over, I realized it was the man Mion had greeted right before the festival. You're here, little Miss Sonosaki. Seems you brought quite the crowd. We came to eradicate your entire stall. This stall was a shooting gallery. Da ist Pac-Man, da ist Mickey Mouse. Da ist... Nee, das ist doch kein Pac-Man, das ist einfach nur ein Smiley. Und das ist auch nicht wirklich Mickey Mouse, eine fette Version von Mickey Mouse. Ja, ich weiß. It was the usual setup where you had to knock down the prize you want with a cork gun. Was ist denn? Schön. The rules are simple. 3 shots, the winner is whoever gets the biggest prize. Everybody shouted their agreement. There was no need to consider how to win, since the condition for victory was simply size. Psst. The biggest prize at the stall. It went without question. Ja, schön für das Kissen. It was that one, wasn't it? Well, that teddy bear, Kyuta. Reina was gazing longingly at a large stuffed animal. It was intentionally placed on an understeady platform, so it was possible to get it if you hit the right spot. It's magnificently set up to make someone think that. Not bad, Keiichi-san. I figured you would see through this scam instantly. Ja. Schön. The most logical course of action would be to aim for some candy or a doll. The intent analysis had already begun. In this club you'll get eaten alive if you don't come prepared. Everything hinges on what plan you can come up with before the main event. At some point a large crowd had gathered around us, making a big fuss. There was this much of a following for our club's infamous event. Knocking that bear down ensures a win. Only 3 shots. To use them all just trying, that'd be rough. Yeah. Hey, I have other customers waiting, you know. Who's up first? The first one has the advantage of being able to aim for the easier prizes, but it's dangerous to compete without knowing the gun's quirks. Tomitake-san's take on the situation was pretty good. He gets what our club is about. Well then, to be fair, how about using rock, paper, scissors to decide? How about it? Mensch. That's really the only way. Rock, paper, scissors. After a couple of matches, it ended up with Mion being first. I didn't want to end up first, so well, I'll just think of it as a handicap. Gramps, gum. A gun. Here you go. When the shooting range guy handed her a rifle, Mion looked it over intently. She didn't forget to check the cork bullet either. Okay, this gun is brand new, isn't it? No faults, not bad. Mion raised the gun in one swift motion. It was completely different from a careful inspection. She was shooting from the hip. Fire. Reload. Fire. Reload. Fire. Flop. Flop, flop. 3 candy boxes fell one after the other. A big haul. The crowd paused in a moment of awe and then erupted in cheers. Whoa, awesome! That was quite good. Tomitake-san was at a loss for words after seeing such shooting prowess. Amazing, Mi-chan. 3! Her accuracy was incredible. Her choice of targets wasn't bad either. The 3 Mion had gone after were fairly large and pretty easy to knock over. Nicht sterben. They were all targets with very high return on investment. Who is up next? Satoko, careful, the bullets are light. Next was Satoko. The rifle looked a bit big for her little lithe body, but it didn't seem like she had any problem with the weight. Of course I shall aim for the grand prize. She proclaimed that she was going after the teddy bear. Damn, Satoko, such a bold move. The moment she knocks it over, she's guaranteed to be in first. Good luck, Satoko-chan. Satoko was the opposite of Mion. She aimed at the target quite carefully and squeezed the trigger. Bah! These bullets are too light. The first 2 bullets struck the bear in the torso, but it only shifted a bit. You need to aim higher towards the head or it won't work. Was ist los? Hab ich aber nicht ernst gemeint. Satoko's 3rd bullet wasn't aimed at the bear, but at the candy box below its arm. I hate to say it, but it appears the bear is just too much for me. She went boldly after the big catch, but since she switched over to less impressive prey at the last second, the crowd only gave a strained laugh. Were they laughing because she lacked the courage? These fools know nothing. A fine attempt, Satoko. Ich weiß nicht, das hast du gehabt.
Wo ist es? Was ist
Gar nicht. A fine attempt, Satoko. You've gotten better. The palm of Mion's outstretched hand went poof. A poof. As it tapped down lightly on Satoko. She appeared to just be talking hot air, but this was actually completely calculated. Damn that Satoko. Just to avoid being in last place, she dared to switch over to an easy target. Without shame or honor, magnificent. Alter, wie lang geht denn dieser Kacktag noch? I'll allow you to take the bear, Reina-san. I pray for your victory. Okay. Thanks so much, Satoko-chan. Oh, bear-san, so cute. Reina was up next. She couldn't hit the broadside of a barn as regular Reina, but she said that bear was cute. I wonder how Reina-chan will do. I hope she's able to hit at least 1. You're underestimating Reina, Tomitake-san. It's Reina, you know. It's Reina Ryugu, you know. If it was to get that teddy bear. Ich. Schön. Wow. Tomitake-san wheeled around to see what all the commotion the spectators were making was about. If it was to get that bear, she'd be able to shoot through a pinhole. The one known as Reina Ryugu could do it. Shaking! It's shaking! How cute! Reina couldn't hide her excitement over the bear's slow rocking. Now Reina couldn't lose. Not bad, Reina-san. The less collected you become, the stronger you get. Wow! Another big cheer. Reina's bullet hit the bear's forehead again. Not enough. The bear seemed to wobble more than before. But it might not be possible. You never know. With Reina-chan's skill, it might be. While Tomitake-san was just as excited as the crowd, Rika-chan's analysis was not swayed by emotion. If Reina had 10 more shots, then she could surely knock it over. But with just one more, no matter how you looked at it, no go. Ow! The crowd let out a dejected groan. She had shot it right in the forehead 3 times. It was a bit light, but they gave her a good round of applause for the attempt. Oh, Bear-san, take him home. Oh. She should be praised for a valor, but she had no trophies to show for it. Then, at that moment, the old man flicked one of the candy boxes with his finger and handed it to Reina. This is for you, little lady. Huh? You're giving this to me? How? The gods wouldn't forgive me if I let you go home empty-handed after such a display. There was another shower of applause. Reina turned bright red and I pulled her back over to us by her hand. You did a good job. Your cute mode really surprised me. Oh, I really wanted Mr. Bear. Wow. It was easy to see that it only needed a little more to be knocked over. Reina had done quite a lot for me. I still needed to pay her back for that delicious picnic. Alright, then I'll get it and give it to you. What? Tomitake-san had stolen the words right out of my mouth. Okay, please Tomitake-san. Good luck. Damn you, old man Tomitake. Stealing the good parts for yourself. A small hand stretched over and fell gently on my head just before I was overcome with frustration. You keep on fighting too, Keiichi, okay? Tomitake-san carefully studied the bear. Setting his sights, he shouldered the rifle while holding the other 2 shots in his hand. Why is he doing that? Yes, no doubt. Tomitake-san is aiming for... Plop, plop, plop. The time between shots was short. It was meaningless to shoot again once it stopped shaking. So Tomitake-san was relying on rapid fire rapid fire to win the battle. It was visibly wobbling much more than it ever had before, but that was all. It still didn't fall over. Oh, too bad. All of Reina's momentary expectation from watching it sway violently turned into a dejected sigh. I really thought it would work. Oh, it seems that since you're a man, you will not be receiving any candy. That was it. It meant Tomitake-san had no spoils of war. So both Kei-chan and Rika-chan can just shoot down a small easy prize and avoid being dead last. Avoid being the loser, huh? Oh, sorry about that. It's your turn next, Keiichi-kun. Best of luck. I was the 5th shooter. I took the rifle from Tomitake-san. If I took the ruthless route as Mion had suggested, then I'd go for a small target. Except, when I picked up the rifle, I definitely got a feeling from it. It was burning passion, passed down to me by Tomitake-san. Was denn? Was? The regret of not being man enough to fell the bear that Reina wanted. Yes, that's right. If I didn't aim for the bear, then I wouldn't be a man. After all, that was my promise to Reina. Huh? What promise? What? To shoot down the bear, then give it to Reina, that one. You mean... Oh... The crowd went wild when they saw our conversation. Woo! Cool, Oni-chan. You got balls, man. That's not it. Fine, men of the crowd. If I didn't do this, then Raider might muck the old man running the store on his way home. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. Why can't I just express my honest feelings? Keiichi-san surely talks the talk. But how do you actually intend to bring down the bear? Ren and Tomitake-san's shots did make it tilt a bit, but I think finishing the job will be difficult. Keiichi-kun, if only there was some way to shoot faster, it'd be able to pile more power on the sway from each hit. Good luck, Keiichi-kun. After taking two deep breaths, I shouted over to the guy. 2 more rifles. Huh? The crowd murmured amongst themselves. I wonder what Keiichi-san is up to. One person can't handle 3 rifles at once. I get it. Nice thinking, Keiichi-chan. Mion was able to figure it out magnificently. Basically, what was taking the most time was reloading the shot. That's right. Then, by putting 3 preloaded rifles next to each other, Tomitake-san went silent, peering at me and the bear through his lens. His photographer's blood predicted a miracle will occur. And then the crowd finally picked up on what I was planning. They let out a great cheer. They chanted my name, Keiichi. Rapid fire is the key. If I miss, all is for naught. Phew. After letting out a deep breath, I paused. Relax. Now. Was? That moment. It felt like time itself had stopped. I felt like I could see the trajectory of the bullets, hit it, and knock it down. The first shot hit the bear on its head, the second, the third.
Alter, wie oft schießen die noch auf den Scheißbär?
Ja, jeder hat 3 Versuche. Und das sind insgesamt 6 Leute.
Alter, und ernsthaft muss man darüber 15 Minuten irgendeinen Scheiß laden.
Ja, natürlich. Es ist eine Soundnovel.
Das ist,
Beziehungsweise eine Visual Novel.
ganz ehrlich,
Ja, was denn?
was soll denn der Scheiß?
Ach, wie?
Helft nur auf.
Du hältst nur auf. Mit deinem...
Du liebst mich.
Ja, genau, mit dem Zeug. Psst. The bear swayed hard. And then... Woo! Yeah! Oh! The cheers began before the stuffed animal even finished falling off the shelf. The guy caught it before it hit the ground and tossed it over to me. You actually knocked it over. You got me. Amazing. Congratulations, Keiichi-kun. Keiichi-san has finally learned how to use his hand. I see you in a slightly better light now. I didn't do it all by myself. Everyone hit it, and those small bits together brought it down. This trophy belongs to all of us. Right, this is from all of us working together. Me didn't hit it a single time. After holding up the teddy bear like it was a championship trophy, I handed it to Reina. Here, this is for me. From me. No, from everyone. Thanks for always making your delicious lunches. Reina, thinking she was never actually going to get it, was momentarily speechless. I can't, Keiichi-kun. This is everyone's, after all. Oh. In that case, I was the one who knocked it down. And it's mine. It's mine, so I'm giving it to you. To Reina. I pushed the stuffed animal towards her again. This time, she embraced and accepted it. You've watched out for me ever since I moved here, after all. I'm really grateful, you see. Thanks a lot. Oh, Keiichi-kun, thanks so much. Reina drove at me. Mion told me a few days later. Ja, natürlich. Lass die Geschichte. Mion.
Ganz ehrlich, was?
Du bist scheiße. Psst. Du kennst den Anime nicht. Du kennst die Geschichte nicht. Geschichte ist gut.
Ich muss keine 25.000 absetzen, man scheiß Teddy.
Ja, doch.
Nein.
Ja, dann ist es halt Filler. Dann ist halt scheiße. Aber das gute Zeug, das kommt noch.
Irgendwann. Ja.
Baby nicht böse sein. Was? Doch, tu ich. Bist gemein. Mion told me a few days later that Reina kissed me, but I didn't realize it during all the excitement at the time. I remembered what I was trying to say to Tomitaki-san earlier. There really isn't much of anything here, but there are lots of things you can't find anywhere else. I gained a lot from coming to Hinami-sama. Especially at that moment. The crowd's cheers echoed on and on. From the altar set up in front of the shrine, the drums sounded with a booming echo. It was the finale of the festival. Endlich. Ja gut, ich muss Isabel da auf jeden Fall recht geben. Also das ist wirklich sehr viel Unnötiges. Ich meine, ich weiß nicht. Es ist sehr viel Unnötiges dabei irgendwie. Wie damals dieses eine Zeug Sportunterricht, wo halt fast der komplette Tag einfach nur diese eine Stunde Sportunterricht war oder sowas. Oder 2 Stunden oder sowas. Ich weiß nicht. Ich meine, ich kenne den Anime. Der Anime ist super. Der Anime ist genial. Nur irgendwie die Novelle hier ist sehr lang gezogen, muss ich sagen. Ich meine, ja, es ist wirklich sehr, sehr viel unnötiges Zeug. Oder, naja, nicht mal unbedingt unnötig, aber sehr, sehr viel Zeug extrem lang gezogen. Was nicht unbedingt sein müsste. Da fand ich zum Beispiel, ich meine, das Spiel hier, das hat Geld gekostet. Katawa Shoujo hat überhaupt kein Geld gekostet und hat sozusagen mehr Inhalt gehabt in der gleichen Anzahl von Text. Hat mehr Inhalt, mehr Story und so weiter gehabt. Man kann jetzt natürlich argumentieren, ja, das ganze Zeug, das dient halt zum Charakteraufbau, zum Klarwerden, wie die Leute so drauf sind und so weiter, aber das kann man auch ganz ehrlich viel kürzer machen. Ich meine, ja, inzwischen wissen wir, Rena mag cute Sachen und ja. Und natürlich dadurch, mit dem ganzen Zeug haben wir jetzt auch rausbekommen, ja, der Teddybär war halt sehr schwer zu bekommen. Man musste halt sich wirklich anstrengen, sich Sachen überlegen und bla bla bla, aber das hätte man auch, ganz ehrlich, innerhalb von 5 Minuten einfach hier schreiben können. Und nicht, was weiß ich, wie lange ich jetzt da an dem Teddy an sich schon dran hänge. Es ist wirklich sehr Füllung, finde ich hier. Wenig Action, wenig Story, sondern sehr viel Filler-Episoden, wenn man so vom Anime her vergleichen möchte. Ich meine, der Anime an sich ist viel, also von meiner Ansicht her, Anime ist inzwischen, finde ich, besser als die Novelle, weil halt im Anime kommt nicht so unnötiges Zeug vor. Aber naja. Beziehungsweise ich kenne ja eigentlich nur die erste Staffel sozusagen, also dieses Original Higurashi Nakukoroni. Den Anime. Ich meine, da gibt es ja noch diese ganzen verschiedenen anderen Kapitel, diese Antwort-Kapitel und was weiß ich. Die musste ich auch nur mal schauen, aber an sich so, wie gesagt, viel zu viel eigentlich. Viel zu viel unnötiges Zeug. I'll be going off ahead then. Uh-oh, I need to go and get myself a good spot too. Well then everyone, see you in a bit. Both Rika-chan and Tomitake-san gave their farewells and disappeared into the crowd. I wish both of you the best in your endeavors. Now, shall we be off? Yeah, might as well go see Rika-chan's charming figure. Let's go. Yeah. Huh? Where's Rena? What are you doing? Keiichi-kun, Mi-chan, save me. Since she was carrying such a ridiculously large stuffed animal, she was being carried by the flow of people. What is she doing? She must have her hands full taking care of that bear. So I'll leave Rena in your care, Kei-chan. I have my hands full taking care of Satoko. Who would want to be looked after by you, Mion-san? Ouch. Please don't pull on my hair. Arm, nicht hair. Before losing sight of Mion, I grabbed the back of Rena's collar. Keiichi-kun, not there. Don't grab me there. Always so bossy. Where can I grab then? I didn't feel ashamed at all. Rena was ashamed enough for the both of us. I grabbed onto Rena's hand and dashed after Mion and the others. We're gonna be late. Let's hurry up. Yeah. I hadn't realized Rena's hand was so delicate. Maybe she needed a bit more exercise and nutrition. That wasn't what I meant. Not at all. My ears burned. I tried to keep calm. I repeated the phrase, "Keep it together, Keiichi Maribara," in my mind, but it didn't look like I would be able to any time soon. I really didn't want Reina to see my face right then, so I pushed onwards, dragging her along without looking back even once. There was already a huge group of people gathered at the altar in front of the shrine. The fire at the altar made it as bright as midday and just as hot. There was a pile of futons warded with a sanctified robe in front of the altar. Come to think of it, they did say it was a festival where they did something with the cotton in futons. Keiichi-san, Reina-san, we're over here. Satoko waved her hand from the front row. Ah, sorry. Making our way through the mass of people, we reached the spot they'd saved. How was it? Were you able to have a little bit of excitement with Reina? You punk! So that's what your plan was. Instead of replying, Mion gave us a perverse grin. How was it, Reina? Was Kate-chan's hand bigger than you thought it would be? How? Reina turned bright red, puffs of steam shooting out of her. I heard something slice through the air and turned around to see Mion on the ground with a welt on her face. Mion, when were you hit? Between the ha and o of her how, I think. Reina, it's not good to punch your friends to hide your embarrassment. I didn't hit her. Whatever. How? Thump. The thunderous beat of the drum echoed, silencing the crowd. Weiß ich nicht, ich hoffe bald. You must all be quiet, it's beginning. It was a solemn ritual. Rika-chan entered dressed as a shrine maiden, followed by members of the municipal committee. The elders all looked like Rika-chan and Clark. Looked at... Was? Die da draußen? Weiß ich nicht. The elders all looked at Rika-chan and clasped their hands in praise. The only thing allowed to disturb the profound silence was the flash from Tomitake-san's camera. What's the big thing Rika-chan is holding? A hoe that's used for this festival. It's a sacred farming tool that only the shrine maiden may touch. It was an awkward shape for a piece of farm equipment, not uncommon for something used in rituals. After reciting a Shinto prayer, Rika-chan approached the pile of futons gathered at the altar. She swung the hoe, skillfully plowing it into the futons. Each and every little movement of the performance probably had to be done in a certain way. Without a doubt, this was a ritual. What's next? Airing out futons? She's purifying futons that absorbed illnesses from people over the winter. So when Kei-chan said airing out futons, he wasn't completely wrong. Rika-chan's face was already dripping with sweat. That hoe was probably really heavy. She staggered side to side with the momentum of each swing. Satoko looked on, silently lending her support. Worried? Rika practiced every single day with a moki hammer. She will certainly prevail. Satoko's hands were sweaty, and whenever Rika-chan started to sway a little, she held her breath. Why wasn't Mion a candidate to be the shrine maiden? It feels wrong having Rika-chan swing around something so heavy. I'd do it if they asked me, you know. And well, it's not something just anyone could do. That's true. Shrine maidens need to be pure after all. Mion drove her elbow into my side. With the thud of the big drum, Rika-chan gave a solemn bow and descended from the altar. That triggered a round of generous applause. After the Shinto priests had raised up the cleansed futons like a portable altar, all the spectators stood up. Following after the priests, we all marched on at a moderate pace. They descended the shrine's giant stairs in a line. Bald ist fertig. What's happening now? Doch durch. Washing the futons in the river. Ahahaha. What Nagashi means setting cotton adrift, you know. The procession continued right up to the bank of the stream. A fire was stoked high and it was bright as day here too. People started crowding around it and clamoring. Alright, get in line. Line up, Keiichi-kun. I wondered what was up. Maybe we'd get some holy wine. Red and white bean buns. Ahahaha, it's not food. I said it was cotton. But of course, they didn't call it the Watanagashi for nothing. I finally understood. The municipal committee members pulled out the cotton from inside the futons and balled it up like mochi, handing it out to people. Reina dove into the line and brought out some for me as well. We then proceeded to the bank of the stream. Since it's your first time, Keiichi-kun, just copy what I do. She held the cotton in her right hand and waving her hand as if to purify it, she touched it to her forehead, chest, navel and both thighs. Nee, Jezebel schmeißt die einfach nur immer wieder runter. You do this 3 times and silently give thanks to Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama, what's that? The name of the shrine's god? Yes, it's the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. It brings about both miracles and curses, so you must be sure to show respect. It sounded like a pretty frightening god. But well, when in Rome, I was officially a resident of Hinamizawa now, after all. Doing as Reina showed me, I touched the cotton over myself 3 times. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama, thank you, Oyashiro. This way, all the evil that possesses you is sucked out by the cotton. Then you let it gently drift away on the stream, and you're done. Together, Reina and I set out pieces of cotton afloat on the surface of the water. The flowers of cotton blooming in the water had sucked out all the evil festering. Welchen? Keine Ahnung. 17:30 oder so. Sucked out all the evil festering in Hinamizawa and drifted off, disappearing into the distance. It was wonderful, like those floating lantern festivals I'd seen on TV. The best part, though, was feeling like this rite of passage had made me a true resident of Hinamizawa. Eventuell ist der Tag jetzt vorbei. Nee, doch nicht. Weiß nicht. While staring off into the stream, I somehow got separated from Rhea. I wasn't very lonely though. Nein. I know this place now. This is where I live, my home. It's probably better if I just stay here instead of wandering around aimlessly.
Listen.
Someone would surely find me while I was enjoying the evening breeze. I heard a familiar voice. It was Tomitaki-san's.
Listen.
I headed towards it. How did it go, Tomitaki-san? Were you able to get some good shots? Yeah, fortunately. Tomitaki-san was with a girl. I felt a little like I was intruding. So wie sieht die aus? Ja gut. Speichern wir halt. Machen beim nächsten Mal weiter. Mach mal Pause. So. Wir machen noch kurz wenigstens den einen Tag von Higurashi noch fertig. How was it, Keiichi-kun? Did you enjoy the festival? From the way she spoke, she seemed like she was a resident of Hinamizawa. I really should try harder to remember people's faces here. What was her name? Well, it was fine. My face must have given away how desperately I was trying to remember her name because she gave a light-hearted chuckle. It's probably because it hasn't been long since you moved here. It's pretty hard to believe seeing how friendly you've gotten with the other kids. If that's how it looked, it was probably all thanks to Reina and Mion. Perhaps you feel more like a resident of Hinamizawa after taking part in the festival today. I wonder about that. Oh, that's not like it. That's not like you. I'd tried to get used to Hinamizawa, but there were still plenty of things I didn't know. The faces of people I'd met, for example. Things that had happened in the past as well. Oh, you're feeling left out because of something like that. It's not so much as feeling left out. It's just I'm not sure how to say it. That incident at the dam construction site, the fighting over it and other conflicts, the terrible incident they pretended they didn't even know about whenever I brought it up. Even though it was in the past, as someone living in Hinamizawa, it wasn't wrong to want to know about both the good and bad that happened here. If it will put you at ease, then I'll tell you everything I know. Tomitake-san's smile made me more relieved than I'd ever been. It was hard to think of what to ask when someone said, "Ask me anything," though. Even when there was so much I wanted to ask. Then could you tell me about what happened when the dam was being constructed? There was a big incident here. Hinamizawa was going to be submerged, right? I think the locals would be more knowledgeable about the dam than I am. Nein. Well, if you don't mind, I'll tell you what I know.
Gib her. Gib.
It's only what I read in the newspaper, though.
Sieht man dich.
Was ist los? Ja. Tomitake-san's eyes ended Ja, den Tag machen wir jetzt halt wenigstens noch fertig, weil Jezebel halt eben keine Lust hat. Und das sowieso hoffentlich nicht mehr so ewig lang dauert. Du kennst doch den Anime, oder? Wie lang dauert's denn vom ersten Festival bis zu dem ersten großen bösen Vorfall? Weißt du da zufällig, wie das im Anime so war? Da ist mein Tee. Da ist Müll. Ganz viel Müll. Xbox. Tortilla-Chips. Mein Penis. Tomitake's son's eyes entered Ich bin live. Entered an unfocused gaze as he searched through his memory. Then he spoke. mein Kissen. Wer auch so ein Kissen haben will, der kann auf moodrush. Irgendwas gehen. .de, com, irgendwie sowas. The decision to start the damn project was finalized 7 or 8 years ago. Das ist mein 2DS. I heard it was the next major project after Kurobe. Das ist Jezebels Handy. Das sind Taschentücher.
Was ist das?
Eine Lampe, die nicht mehr geht, weil Batterien leer sind. There were 3 major issues in Japan at that time. Improving inter-island transportation infrastructure, meeting the higher demand of electricity, and flood control. There was a boom of dam building due to the massive economic stimulus they provided on top of generating electricity and flood control. Machst jetzt eine Roomtour? Ja, okay. Hinamizawa had the right conditions to support dam construction, so it was singled out. Weiß ich nicht, musst du gucken. The dam reservoir would have covered quite a lot of ground when it was completed. Was ist am nächsten Tag passieren? Muss mitkriegen und böse werden. Ja, bei mir ist es auch eine Zeit her. Also ich bin mir auch nicht mehr so ganz sicher. Also mit ersten bösen Vorfall und so weiter meine ich halt, wenn die alle ich weiß nicht, wenn die alle Schlummerparty sind oder so. Wo sind denn alle Leute? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Und hallo Hexet. Da ist mein Schrank. Nee. Musst runter. Jetzt ein bisschen. Exit sagt hi. Ja. The dam reservoir would have covered quite a lot of ground when it was completed. The entire area right up to Yaguchi way upstream would be underwater. But why did they have to pick a populated area like Hinamizawa? Das ist mein iPod. Da ist gerade Dark Fortress drauf. Nicht mehr lange dauern. Gut, dann hoffen wir, dass es eventuell dann nächste Woche fertig ist. Beziehungsweise hoffen wir es eigentlich nicht. Mein Eistee. Couldn't they have instead picked a place where nobody lived? I'm not really sure why, but I heard that it was just the right terrain for building a dam. Of course, there were protests here in Hinamizawa. Rika-chan had said there was a battle. From that choice of words, I had to guess things had turned violent. There was a trial and it was even brought up before the national diet. It was covered in the Tokyo newspapers too. Mion had told me about that as well. I'm sure every resident of Hinamizawa had united to fight together. The feeling of solidarity found here. Nein. Which could not be expressed properly with mere words. Was likely brought about by that battle. Sind noch welche drin? Nom nom. Haben wir. Ja, dann ist selbst. Ja, dankeschön. As a result, bribery and scandals were brought to light. Ajo. Isabel hat keine Lust mehr. Isabel muss essen. Apropos Essen gibt's dann auch erst, wenn Isabel Lust hat zu streamen. Damit ich hier weg kann und kochen kann. Heute gibt's improvisierte Nudeln süß-sauer. Weil ich absolut keine Ahnung habe, ob das gut schmecken wird oder nicht. As a result, blah 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 blah. As things got more and more complicated, they eventually halted construction. If I wanted to know now, was my only chance to ask. If it was certainly a bizarre incident that boys my age would be curious about. Ja. Werft ihn, ich bin im Krankenhaus. I felt a little shame from the fact I was petty enough to have my curiosity piqued by Rena and Mion's refusal to talk about the event. But I figured I might as well ask since I had the chance. Just so I would stop thinking about it so much.
Fragen, ohne darüber zu reden, die Fragen hört.
Nein! So, there was a dismemberment, right? There was. It happened to be here in Hinamizawa at the time, so I remember it well. Tomitaki-san's answer was nonchalant in contrast to my hesitantly forced out question. It was about this time, 4 years ago. It was the day of the Higurashi, if I recall correctly. Debate on whether to continue construction on the dam was in disarray. Scandal after scandal rocked the project near the end. The incident that was the final nail in the coffin for the dam project. A fight at the dam construction site ended in the victim being murdered. Fearing prosecution, the 6 assailants divided the remains into 6 pieces and each hit one. 5 of the 6 criminals turned themselves in out of guilt, but 1 was still on the run. The right arm he'd hidden had yet to be found. The major details lined up with what was in the tabloid I'd read earlier. It certainly was a tragic incident, but it wasn't so terrible that Rena and Mio needed to hide it from me. I guess they didn't want someone who'd just moved here to have a negative impression on Hinamizawa. I felt grateful for having friends who worried so much about me, as well as shame for still being so interested in it. Ja, dankeschön. It was near the end of all the trouble with the dam, you see. So everyone was saying that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. Oyashiro-sama's curse, huh? Oyashiro-sama was the name of the god at the shrine that held the festival today, if I recalled correctly. I see. The guardian deity rained divine punishment down on the evil dam construction for trying to flood Hinamizawa. Apparently the younger ones didn't think so, but it seems the elderly in the village never doubted that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman with Tomitaki-san said with a mischievous chuckle. Tomitaki-san began laughing with her. It was so infectious. I ended up laughing as well. But I wonder about now. There are quite a few, I think. Amongst the youth too. A few watch. People who believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman's lips were still curled into a smile, but her expression turned stern. Then after that, it continued every year. Always around this time. Continued what continued. Tomitaki-san paused for a second as if to build up some suspense. Then he whispered to me as if someone might have been listening. Every year on the day of the Watanagashi somebody dies. The year following the dismemberment on the day of the Watanagashi, a man from Hinamizawa who had supported the dam fell off a cliff overlooking some rapids and died while he was on vacation. Unfortunately for his wife, the body was never recovered. He supported the dam construction even though he lived in Hinamizawa. At the time, there were whispers amongst the elderly saying it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman chuckled mischievously, again. Then the next year, the night of the Watanagashi. The shrine's Shinto priest died suddenly from an unknown illness. His wife drowned herself in the bog that night. The shrine's Shinto priest, you mean he was from the shrine here? The woman nodded. There was a rumor again amongst the villagers that they weren't able to quell Oyashiro-sama's anger. Then the year after that, again on the night of the Watanagashi, they discovered the battered body of a local housewife. Housewife? Up until now, all these Ja, schön. Schenke ich dir, wenn du willst. Ja, dann. Up until now, all these mysterious deaths were people involved with the dam or who had connections with Oyashiro-sama. With that in mind, could the housewife have been involved in some way too? Exactly. The woman stated slyly. No, it was more menacing. Du hast genug runtergeschmissen. One of the victim's relatives, you see, was connected to the younger brothers of the damsel Potter, who fell to his death 2 years before. The younger brother is still alive, it seems, but it did bother him quite a bit, so he moved to the neighboring town. For a while I stood there with my mouth agape, the battle over the dam construction with Hinamisawa's future at stake, and the murder at the center of it all. That was all I knew, and that was all I wanted to ask about. But that wasn't all there was to this story. Homicide, body disposal, accidental deaths, terminal illness, suicide, fatal beatings. Was denn? Nein. I'm a pretty level-headed person. I don't really want to believe in curses. But the freakish deaths happened every year on the day of the Watanagashi, and all of them were related to the dam construction. It was easy to dismiss each of them as coincidences by themselves, but when you put them all together, dismissing all of them as coincidence would then defy logic. Was denn? Ich, ja. I don't believe in curses. But every single year on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody or something makes it happen, without fail. The woman chuckled again, as if she picked up on what I was thinking. It felt like she was saying, maybe there was, maybe we frightened him, stuff like that. I felt embarrassed at being read so easily. I pressed Tomitaki-san to continue, a bit of impatience and irritation in my tone. Then? So somebody died the next year, right? Who was it that time? I wonder. Who do you think, Keiichi-kun? The hell? The way he said it didn't agree with me. The sarcastic tone ticked me off. Don't avoid the question, I'm serious here. Hey, calm down, Keiichi-kun. Ja, schön. Am Fuß bin ich aber nicht kitzlig.
Aber warum?
Weiß nicht. Vielleicht weil die Situation gerade nicht passt. I realized when she tried to calm me down that I had been panicking. We aren't trying to avoid the question, Keiichi-kun. Yeah, sure. It's just when you say the next year, that's today. When she hesitated to say it, Tomitaki-san finished for her. I broke into a cold sweat. I really didn't like the direction this was headed. Nobody wants to speak of it, but they all think it's going to happen again tonight. The festival was so cheerful, though. Well, the victim last year, the housewife, she was a non-believer. It turns out she didn't even attend the Watanagashi festival. There was a rumor going around that if you didn't participate in the festival, you would incur Yashiro-sama's wrath. Didn't you hear anything about this, Keiichi-kun? Doch, ich lieb dich. Doch, ich lieb dich. Nein. Nein. I never even heard a whisper of that rumor. Doch, tu ich. Then the reason everyone was at the festival was they were afraid of the curse. I figured that must have been the reason. There were a lot more people at the Watanagashi than usual. I guess everyone was just afraid after all of Oyashiro-sama's curse. Was? I couldn't utter a single word. In this modern age, where we've made a progress in all scientific fields, shedding light on the unknown and misunderstood, where black and white television has been eradicated and we've sent men to the moon. Even with all of our accomplishments, this can exist in modern society. Tons of invitations were sent out to neighboring towns, youth groups, to help pad the numbers. But after that string of events, a few decided to join. The municipal committee members were complaining about how hard it was to gather participants. Also, the police were treating each case as isolated. They don't believe they're connected. They're trying to keep it quiet, so it's all plainclothes officers. It finally began to dawn on me why Rain and Mion were reluctant to talk. Hexit schreibt, gut, ich gehe ja schon. Jetzt hast du Hexit vergrault. If nothing happened during the Watanagashi, everything would have been over with, and I'd be none the wiser. If nothing happened, all would be well. In that case, it would all end up being just crazy talk. I should have just pretended like I knew nothing from the beginning. Then they wouldn't have had to act like nothing happened. And we would have all gotten back to life as usual. Maybe it was just too much for him after all. The woman ran her fingers through her hair as she sighed. No, it wasn't not at all. I had tried to act strong, but that just served to emphasize how much the information had unsettled me. After seeing how I looked, Tomitake-san appeared to regret saying anything. Letting out a sigh, he then spoke, forcing an awkward upbeat demeanor.
Du bist doof.
Keiichi-kun, surely you don't believe in such things as curses. Well, no. If the causes of all the crimes were unknown, with the perpetrators and their methods all mysteries, then I would think it's the work of a curse. But that's not how things are in reality. The police are investigating the evidence and suspects to uncover the truth. Hearing him say police made me feel a lot better. It was perfect for repelling the word curse. The first one, the dismemberment, for example. I told you, didn't I? All but one of the people, of the perpetrators, were arrested. Only a matter of time for the last one. The motive turned out to have been an argument they had while intoxicated. That's no curse. Don't you agree? That was true. If it didn't happen on the day of the Watanagashi, then I wouldn't think it was related to the curse at all.
Panties.
Jezebel panties.
No.
The accidental death of the man who supported them is the same. He was in a position that made others hate him. The police made a point of investigating from that angle. They concluded it was an accident. not foul play. But they both happened on the day of the festival, right? Ha ha ha. Just think about it, Keiichi-kun. Do you think people with a lot of enemies here in Hinamizawa could participate easily in a local festival? It would be especially hard for them to be around during the Watanagashi. So they probably left Hinamizawa intentionally. Nine. Intentionally around this time of year to travel, don't you think? Da geht It wasn't a very clear explanation, but I sort of understood what Tomitaki-san was getting at. So I pressed on earnestly, asking more questions so that I could convince myself. Ja, das Setup ist jetzt sowieso allgemein total verkackt, weil nix passt und Jezebel einfach nur Scheiße baut.
Wenn du mich nicht liebst.
Then Tomitaki-san, what about the priest who died after that? The one with the unknown illness. That also happened on the day of the festival. It's even easier to explain what happened to the Shinto priest. The Watanagashi is a real big event that happens once a year. It was probably from all the built-up stress, or it may have been because of a pre-existing condition. But it was all unknown. But it was an unknown illness. It's hard to believe something with an unknown cause could exist with all our advances in medicine.
Kamera in einer Kamera in einer Kamera in einer Kamera. Machst du? Nein! Halt deine Kamera kurz.
It's just an exaggeration. Rumors making rumors. Anyone would get worked up over having incidents happen 2 years in a row. The sudden death is quite unnatural though. Of course the police ordered an autopsy because of the strange way he died. But there wasn't enough for them to open a full investigation, you know. Alles okay? Schatz. So. Da bin ich wieder. So, wegen der Webcam müssen wir jetzt noch mal kurz schauen, ob wir die wieder sauber bekommen. Ansonsten ist halt erstmal ein bisschen neblig bei mir. Schauen wir mal kurz. Ich hier irgendwo nicht noch irgendwie stiftmäßig irgendwas kleines Spitzes. Sieht nicht so aus. Gut, dann kurz einen Moment. Kurz einen Moment. Na. Na. Sieht eben noch scheiße aus. Das ist jetzt natürlich nicht so supi. Aber es ist meine Schuld. Es ist meine Schuld. So, ich habe auch keine Ahnung, wie es mit dem Stream heute so weiter aussieht, weil Jezebel, keine Ahnung. Hat anscheinend eventuell immer noch keinen Bock, irgendwas zu machen. Was war das eigentlich? Das war also das, was ich da rumgespielt habe, das war Fußdeo mit Menthol. Gut, dann sieht's halt erstmal aus wie Silent Hill hier. Ja, so extrem schlimm ist jetzt auch nicht. Habe ich die Software für die Kamera müsste ich eigentlich installiert haben. Eventuell kann ich auch mal schauen, ob das irgendwie in irgendeiner Art und Weise ich das über die Software ein bisschen besser korrigieren könnte. Das wäre auf jeden Fall nicht schlecht. So. Helligkeit. Na, so sieht's. So sieht's halbwegs okay aus. Ja, so sieht's halbwegs okay aus. Naja, können wir so lassen. Ja. So, wie es weiter mit dem Stream aussieht, ich habe keine Ahnung, weil ich würde dann schon gerne irgendwie dann demnächst was kochen. Und Brillenputztücher habe ich jetzt noch nicht probiert. Ich habe nur ein bisschen Spucke und ein Taschentuch probiert. Ich probiere es dann aber auch auf jeden Fall mal mit Brillenputztuch. Danke für den Vorschlag. Eventuell bringt das was. Aber eventuell kann es auch sein, dass ich nach Higurashi, ich werde dann nach Higurashi, also wenn ich mit Higurashi hier mal fertig bin, langsam, noch eine kurze Pause machen. Werde dann mich mal bei Jezebel ein bisschen erkundigen, wie es aussieht, ob sie eventuell trotzdem noch Lust hat zu streamen. Falls ja, dann gibt's weiter Stream. Falls nein, dann wird das dann wahrscheinlich Ende für den Stream heute gewesen sein. Mit Stream morgen habe ich absolut keine Ahnung, ob es eingeben wird, weil Sonntag und ja, mal schauen. Eigentlich müsste ich mich ein bisschen um mein Creepypasta-Kanal-Zeug kümmern. Weil es da jetzt inzwischen fast 2 Wochen lang keine Creepypastas von den Gastvertonern gab. Eigentlich sollte diese Woche wieder welche kommen, aber das war halt wegen Jezebel, da die kurzfristig irgendwie jetzt halt eben bei mir ist und so weiter. War das halt nicht so supi geplant und so weiter, daher ja, war das ein bisschen hin und her und keine Zeit für Creepypastas und so weiter. Ja, nehmen auch an, dass es zumindest teilweise auch an den Streams lag und so weiter. Jo. Ja gut, wir spielen jetzt noch ein bisschen Higurashi. Hoffen, dass eventuell der Tag relativ bald da hier auch zu Ende ist. Ansonsten werde ich das irgendwann auch einfach, wie vorhin gehabt, eigentlich abbrechen und so weiter. Also speichern und erstmal beenden. Aber ne. Also. It's just an exaggeration. Rumors making rumors. Anyone would get worked up over having incidents happen 2 years in a row. The sudden death is quite unnatural though. Of course, the police ordered an autopsy because of the strange way he died, but there wasn't enough for them to open a full investigation. You know, it turns out it was just a sudden death due to illness. The priest's wife committed suicide, correct? What about that? I believe I already explained that. Everyone was shaken up by the incidents happening for a third year. Those who are of strong faith were quick to believe it was the work of the curse. Of course, that included the priest's wife. Apparently, they found a suicide note that said something like, "My death will quell Oyashiro-sama's anger." Well then, how about the next incident with the housewife? That happened on the day of the Watanagashi 2. The perpetrator has already been caught and the case has been closed. Turns out it was just some nut job trying to continue the legacy of the Hinamizawa curse. Then, how about the incident the next year? Oh yeah, this year is the next year. Tomitake-san gave a hearty laugh. Nothing will happen. Not this year. There was never a curse to begin with. It's just that a group of people believed it was the explanation for a string of coincidences. My internal computer finally got itself back on track. I felt a bit embarrassed by how childish I'd become after losing control and panicking. I can see very clearly how now that Keiichi-kun really does love Hinamizawa. Even if Oyashiro-sama's curse actually did exist, Keiichi-kun couldn't bring himself to believe that such a thing existed. I felt very relieved. Oh. The game crashed. Das Spiel ist abgestürzt. Okay. Nicht gut. Nicht gut. Gut, dann klicken wir mal ganz schnell durch ein bisschen. Heute läuft nichts gut irgendwie. Weil ich glaube fast Dialog mit dem Typen, der hier ist, wäre so gut wie beendet eigentlich. Schauen wir mal.
Für die Sorge.
Hab's ein bisschen versucht mit dem Programm von der Kamera ein bisschen zu bessern, aber und mein Spiel ist abgestürzt. Nee, es warst du noch weg. So. Wir speichern mal kurz zwischen. Nicht, falls das wieder abkackt.
Taschentuch.
Brillenputz.
Hm?
Brillenputz.
Sind in der Küche. Ich hol gleich welche.
Hast du die passiert?
Ja. Moment. Da waren wir, glaube ich, noch nicht, oder? 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 Ja, doch, war mal. Mensch, haben wir viel gelesen heute. Gut,
Ja.
da waren wir. Ups. Okay.
Kann sein, dass ich
I felt very relieved. I should probably just forget everything I heard tonight. I'll greet Rena and Mion tomorrow with the same smile as always. They'd probably also like tonight to end without incident, so they can continue on tomorrow without having worried me. Perhaps seeing my chance and my change in attitude, the woman who had been listening in stretched as she got up from the rock she was sitting on. Well then, I should be getting back. Goodness, I think I may have gone on a bit too long. There were so few people compared to the crowd from before. I could only make out a few groups of families enjoying the cool evening air. I looked at my watch. It seemed we'd talked for the better part of an hour. Didn't you come along with your friends, Keiichi-kun? Not going to look for them? Oh yeah, they might all be looking for me. You're quite the scoundrel making the girls look for you. See you, Keiichi-kun. Have a nice night. Also bei mir bewegt sich nichts. Achso.
heißt, du müsstest.
Ist die angeschlossen? Okay. Naja.
Mehr kann ich nicht.
Ne, ich probier's dann mal mit Brillenputzen. Ja. See you, Keiichi-kun. Have a nice night. You too, Jiro-san. I'll see you a bit later. Tomitake-san seems to be quite the scoundrel himself. So his name is Jiro. After dusting off her backside, she disappeared into the crowd of people still busy cleaning up the shrine grounds. Genauso. Keiichi-kun. Gut, hier machen wir. Hier machen wir Stopp. Genauso. Hast du noch Lust, irgendwie zu streamen, irgendwas zu spielen? Ansonsten würde ich Stream beenden. Hm? Gut, dann war's das für heute.
Schaut jetzt aus.
Genauso.
Diese-
Hm. Dann war's das für heute. Ich wünsche euch noch eine schöne Samstagnacht. Und ja, dann, wie sieht's mit morgen aus?
Genau.
Morgen, keine Ahnung. Aber wie gesagt, ich werde mich morgen hauptsächlich erstmal um das Creepypasta-Zeug kümmern. Dass da nächste Woche wieder was online kommt. Und ja, müssen wir mal schauen, wie, wann, wo und was weiß ich. Gut, dann, wie gesagt, bis zum nächsten Mal. Genauso. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Schönen Samstag noch und ja. Und falls wir uns morgen nicht sehen und sonst wann, schönen Sonntag und restlichen Tage.